Drag me down in Discord if you want. Available to talk. Oh, the devs want to talk. Let's go.
Oh, Blonski.
Oh my, yo. What?
Hey.
Okay, first things first. I got invited to a Google Hangouts call, and I was still sleeping this morning. So.
Oh yeah, that.
What was that?
Press like testing session for like the guys at like Polygon, IGN, etc.
Okay, but, see, I had gotten emails about it. I just didn't know what time that was happening today. So
yeah,
that's on me.
I mean, pretty much a lot of the stuff you already know. It's,
right.
Yeah. For those guys, it's for them writing previews after playing like the beta build.
Right. I'm actually debating just going to the main menu because do you mind if like can we talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the game right now?
It's the same stuff you talked to me about last night, Blonski. You're just gonna kind of reiterate it.
Yeah, like basically, like I'm live right now, and like I definitely would love to like talk to you about some of this stuff in front of people, and I kind of wanted a good recording of it too. But okay, first things first. The thing that you've probably heard 1,000 times already. You already know what it is. Let's talk about optimization. Where are we at right now?
Yeah, so just want to give you a bit of a background first. Like
Absolutely.
Most games that have come out in the last few years have kind of used like their alpha and beta phases as like a marketing channel to try to get as many people to play the game as possible.
Right.
We've kind of worked in an old school way where we've got content lock, which happened, I believe, just after the alpha ended.
Okay.
And then we go into full optimization and bug fixing mode. Okay. So that's literally all the team is working on right now. We are actually in I guess it'd be under an hour now. We're probably gonna release like a quick, just a hot fix for.
I told you, my man. Okay.
A few of the issues. I guess the big one that won't be addressed in this hot fix is there's this thing inside Unreal Engine called LODs.
Right.
And it's basically how you render certain objects. Everything in the world is not based in like you just create like a wall and like that wall just sticks with that map.
Right.
Everything's its own object and you have to optimize those objects. And so far what the dev team has told me is that most of the assets they have in game actually are not optimized at all.
Okay.
And so at the bare minimum, they're expecting like a 20 to 30% performance boost just by doing that process on these objects, let alone any other optimization fixes that we can. So it's all we're concentrating on is bug fixes and optimization. Everything else is done in the background. We haven't released all that stuff for this beta. Like there's a ton of maps you don't see.
Right.
There's the ladder system you don't see. There's all the servers, like hosting like custom servers or the server like browser, which we would regularly use to go and find matches outside the matchmaker that you don't see.
Right.
So all that stuff is kind of sit in the background. It is available in our internal tests, but yeah, all the developers at this point are working on everything to get the game running as smoothly as possible.
Okay. So my follow-up to that, because this is the next question when we talk about like optimization, dev teams, and stuff we've seen in the past, do you guys think that this game will be running like silky smooth? Because you guys have, what, 40 days until launch or something like that?
Yeah, it's about 40 days.
Okay, so you guys all focusing on optimization, hands on deck, focusing on bug fixes and stuff like that. Do you feel, and I'm going to ask you straight up, do you feel confident that you guys are going to have this game running somewhere close to the smoothness that was Source by the time this game comes out, September 18th?
I mean, we're never going to get to the point of Source just because it's an old engine, right? It's like saying like we're gonna go back and like play, I don't know, Quake 2 at 5 million frames per second. It's just because the engine is so old. But we're hoping that for like the systems and what most people are playing on right now, that we get to a point where it is as smooth as possible. The development team seem to think that they've got all the issues tracked down, and they've been waiting on a lot of these beforehand. The weird part about this kind of development is that although it's super traditional, nobody's used to it now. So right now, everybody's kind of used to it, and developers waste actually a lot of time releasing stuff and then optimizing it so that people can play it in these long public betas. And it goes back and forth like that. And for us, we had scheduled all this stuff to the end of that process. So it's the same thing we've done in all of our games, from Day of Infamy to the first Insurgency.
Right.
And this is just part of that process for us. So I have trust in our dev team, and even after launch, I'm sure we'll be going back and handling some of these issues as well. The more will pop up, more systems will come out, more graphics cards. Even NVIDIA we've worked with for a while, and there's a good chance that they'll be updating drivers and that sort of thing inside of the game as well, or at least to support the game in a better fashion.
Dope. OG Gas asked, any weapons left out of beta? You said you guys left content out. Is there any weapons that we haven't seen yet?
I don't believe we didn't release any weapons or that sort of thing out of the beta. Everything should be there in that sense. Most of the stuff is maps, game modes, custom servers, and the server browser type mechanic.
Got you.
The ranking thing and the ladder system as well.
Right. Okay. I had another question. Third-person animations and stuff like that. You guys had said before that they're placeholder. I actually can't remember. Is that still something that is going to be implemented, or is this the kind of the final build of that we're going to see?
Third-person animations, did you say, or first?
Third person.
Yeah, third person. So they did some improvements to it during the alpha phase and a little bit after the alpha phase, but our modelers and our animation guys are constantly working on it. So we think that we can add some more, especially the stuff that's transitional between the animations, which is probably the biggest one. I believe there is a character animation fix that's actually going in this hot fix as well, if I remember correctly. Specifically with the lean animations and how that looks. Yeah.
Okay. Dope.
That was what I was leaning forward, like leaning forward in my seat, hoping to hear you say.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird for us too, because we're a company that like updates our game for a long time, post launch as well, and obviously launch is very important to the game. But we want to make sure that that we're going to continue and let people know we're going to continue to update this game over the course of time. Like we've already committed to at least a couple years of content updates for this game, and we're not just going to sit on our hands after release the game and not fix any additional issues or not develop new content. This is our entire model is a super old school one where you release a game, people pay for it, they recommend to their friends, and we only get like those people via word of mouth. We don't have anything purchasable inside the game. There's no loot box system. There's nothing like that. So our biggest goal from here on forward is to get the best word of mouth possible. So we're going to try to support the game for as long as possible as well.
No, that's awesome. There's definitely like a few quality of life improvements that I'm going to like kind of detail out, break down, because honestly, like I've been saying, I'm loving what I'm playing, optimization, and then like I said, just a couple of issues for me, like just some small like minor shit that we don't even like. If it wasn't in the final build, it would still be like okay type stuff, but yeah,
I mean, I've been running into certain things, and there's certain things that like we don't realize until more people are playing it, right? Like I know Code's a big competitive player, and I know you weren't touching competitive much yesterday, but I was playing like pretty much exclusively like competitive firefight yesterday with Summit and some of those guys, and there's a bug in there right now where we don't have like a step where you can actually hit a button to confirm that you're queued up for a match. So you have like a lot of people that are sitting in that queue AFK, get into a match, nobody readies up or actually picks a class to get in the game, and everybody gets kicked back out to the queue again. So that's like one small thing that we can add to like that experience, and it's not something that we do normally think about during testing, because everybody just joins like one of our internal testing servers, and you don't see the user flow until people actually start using it, which is what a beta is for.
Oh, for sure. No, that's dope. So when can we expect the hot fix today then?
They're just literally telling me they're releasing it live now, so I am I'm in the background here, actually sending out stuff for the Steam patch notes.
Okay, dope. So can you just kind of give a detail? I know you said the LODs aren't going to be touched. What's one of the biggest thing that's going to be in this hotfix? Like, what did you guys focus on most for like fixing the optimization, or at least starting to?
Right. So that there are changes so that there's the players that aren't in view, you can't see, they won't update like on your computer their animation and their like bone structure, which is something you don't really see normally. But for in terms of optimization, it means we're not rendering those characters when they're like out of view now.
Hey, Big Fry, we were just talking about this.
There's
less people.
Yeah, there's a setting like I talked about LODs before, and right. What they are, and now you can actually adjust it. Like we've tuned that to the effects quality switch, which is in the game. So if you're having some issues with the performance, you can try doing that. It doesn't really affect too much like the visual quality by turning it down, but we've mapped that setting and at least the background settings for that to that setting in game, so that if people are having issues, especially with long distances and seeing it slow down when they're sniping or that sort of thing, that they can turn down the effects quality. And we're changing how lighting hits some of the characters as well, so that they're lit together instead of us calculating lighting on each individual player.
Oh, okay.
Can we be lit together?
Sure. Yeah. Super lit.
All right, cool.
Yeah, for the ones in chat who are playing or ready to play, it looks like the update is going out now. I'm downloading it as we speak, so that's dope. Yeah, in terms of like questions, other than that, okay, let me ask you this: how, like, you guys have now been able to like test it in like a larger setting? How much of this is related to network?
So the servers that we're on, we're actually doing kind of like a test in the background to see who joins what server and where we need servers, and like the amount of players that go in from each individual area, right?
Oh.
So like we don't get that data. We don't know what our population base is besides the regular Insurgency population base, and where we need to put servers. So basically, we'll try to get as many servers and to house as many people and push people to as many servers as possible in close to the area that they're in. And all that data we get through coming now. But right now, I guess most people that are in like NA, they're setting their server selection to be west or east, right? And there's no option to join the server that's closest to you. So right now it's a bigger issue because they join a server, there's some network lag, and we don't have a server that's necessarily close to them, and we're switching kind of back and forth between like different server groupings. Okay. So I think that especially when like the server browser is in there and most people end up joining via the server browser, things will be a bit different. We really want to get this hammered out for things like matchmaking for competitive, because then they're entirely reliant on our switching system and our server selection system to see which server supports the players in game. And if you're in a place like Australia or something like that, like we do have like a server grouping and cluster. But of course, there's a lot less players. It's like 1 or 2% of our total population. So it's much harder to do it in areas that are remote or we have less population for.
Okay.
Yeah, Blonski, I'm actually really excited to hear that. I mean, I figured y'all would have a hot fix today.
Yeah, you
I didn't think it would be this early. Yeah, I mean, I told you that's what they did in the alpha. Like,
alpha, we didn't really plan on doing a ton of like fixes or patches, but when you hear feedback, like our team is consistently working every day. They're working weekends. They're gonna be probably working through this weekend.
You did tell me in Denver. You did tell me in Denver, and I quote, "Oh yeah, we're expecting like 16-hour work days."
That's
a lunch.
Yeah, last night I think I went to bed at like 3:30 and I was up at 9ish. So I had a couple hour break to go play baseball in the middle of the day, but other than that, that's entirely what I've been doing, is been on here answering people's questions, dropping in the streams, seeing what's going on Twitter. So we're listening to feedback and we're trying our hardest to get stuff out there. But like I said, it is a test, and like this one is specifically shorter because we set up beta tests to do exactly that, to be a test and not a promotional vehicle.
Right.
And so we get the data out of these types of tests, and that's specifically what they're for.
See, yeah, like with other like big companies, they always do the month before is the beta test, right? And it's always a promotional thing. And then with this one, that's kind of, I think, what everyone was kind of assuming as well, right? Yeah. Because like this is a month out, but this is an actual beta test. So now the question comes into like, and that's why I asked you, like, do you guys feel confident? And you guys, I mean, if you're working, just focusing all on that, we'll see what happens on the 30th. That's when the second beta test is, correct?
That's correct. I mean, this beta test wasn't even something that we had originally planned, but it's good to get that data because we need that data.
Right.
And like, if you ever heard me answer questions about like when is the beta going to come out, it was 3 weeks before launch. So that beta is still happening, but we get all the data from this test to optimize and to put the stuff for the servers and that sort of thing for the next.
Okay. So what can we expect based on the reception you guys see in the feedback? What can we expect for beta 2?
Beta 2 is basically all the features from the final game with still like a few bugs we'd expect and that sort of thing. Right. But you will continue working and releasing hot fixes through that period of time as well. But yeah, all maps will be in there. We're hoping to get server browser in there working so you can join like the server that's closest to you, and maybe it'd be easier to find your friends because you could join the same server as them instead of using the grouping system inside of the game.
Right.
And yeah, it should be a lot closer to what it is in final release. This, obviously, we've cut down the amount of maps, the amount of modes that are available.
Specifically, I'm not gonna say which one, but you guys cut like a very specific map, 2 specific maps that I thought were like the most optimized. So,
right.
Like,
yeah.
You guys are definitely like focusing on the optimization.
Like, I don't think we have Mountain in this test, and Mountain was the one we polished for.
You guys polished the shit out of
it, for E3.
Right.
And that one's off the table. That is definitely our most optimized map so far.
Precinct was also pretty solid too.
See, like here's a question, because when I loaded up the stream today and I was sitting on the main menu, I have access to local play and I can go in with bots, but some people in chat said that they don't. And when I loaded up local play, Precinct is one of the maps I could choose.
Right.
So is that like a bug that some people don't have access to it, or is that something we should be able to have in this test?
So anybody that's inside of our internal tests, they've got a lot more access than the people that are joining outside of those tests. So like I've got access to see a bunch more stuff than anybody else's, and plus I also have access on the back end to change stuff in servers when I'm in there. So we do that on Steam groups and like levels of permission. So for most people, they're just seeing the 3 maps.
So let me ask you this: if I were to make a video or something, am I allowed to show off that stuff, or like is that kind of still under an NDA type thing?
I mean, I think ideally you'd probably want to show stuff that's in this current beta because we haven't polished it. But I don't know. I don't think it'd be the biggest deal if you showed it. We have, especially the ones that we've already shown off, like Mountain and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I just don't want to step on any toes. I was just to ask.
The Canadians are so polite, eh?
That's why they hired the professional Canadian, and they got the Canadian streamer on right now. So,
yo, Moyer, thank you for the bits, bro. Quote, do you have any other, like, pretty much the optimization is my only concern at this point. Other than that, like, I'm loving the game. Like, I'm actually just sitting in a withdrawal while this is updating, just ready to play again. So,
it's been fun watching, especially the streamers go through and learn it from other games, like seeing Summit jump in there and like I think like he was playing push and he didn't really understand like the objectives and that sort of thing. And a bunch of our guys for a competitive community actually got in there last night and were showing like him how to play competitive firefight, and then you started loving it.
And he loved it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
It's really weird how that happens. Like
that's why I told people, like, it's a hard concept to explain. You have to be in the game to like start to get it, because like you don't like. I guarantee you, Summit was expecting Search and Destroy because he's an older shooter, and everybody, and I talked about this with KSN, everybody expects S&D, and like Firefight is not S&D. Thank God. Like
Firefight is my favorite mode, man. I love it.
I love it too. I just, I can't wait. I can't wait.
This update right now is optimized. Yeah, for the ones who said that they're getting bad frames, they're putting a hotfix out literally right now. For some reason, this shit is downloading so slow, or it's updating so slow.
The pre-allocation.
Yeah, no, this I've already downloaded it, but it's like applying it now, but it's just taking forever. But yeah, so we'll see what the performance is like after, and yeah, we'll go from there.
I mean, this is literally something that the guys have done in 24 hours. Right. So yeah, I wouldn't expect miracles, but hopefully it helps at least some people. And I've told people yesterday as well, there's a couple settings that affect your performance the most. Yeah. So the biggest ones are shadows. Yeah. Shadows are a huge one. The other one is the scope detail. So I know you probably talked about it on your video or two or something like that, but we basically, to do scopes, we render the world twice.
Right.
So you have the zoomed in version on your scope, and you can see the world normally around it. So it's basically rendering it twice. If you turn that down to low, it's rendering the stuff in scope at a much lower detail and resolution. So it helps a lot in terms of performance. And I think those were the major ones that I know of. And making those changes, at least for some of the guys, we're getting like double the FPS depending on the map they were playing on and that sort of thing yesterday. That's what I was telling all the guys that I was playing with too, and it seemed to work for them.
Yeah, I always just crank the shadows down on everything I play, just because they always seem to cause issues.
Yeah. So, moral of the story here, guys, for those of you who are like tuning in a little late and didn't catch what Blonski said, don't use a scope in your guns. Just use your iron sights. That way you don't have to render the world twice. You'll be in good shape. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're into the competitive firefight meta, that is the meta of firefight right now anyway. And
you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah. I have noticed a lot more people playing in that game mode in Sandstorm with scopes, so maybe meta's changing. But
well, the Cobra with some of the guns is actually really good. Actually, I really like it. It's centered really well. I gotta give you props on that. Like it feels so good on this. Yeah. Huh? Big Fry. 11 minutes for you. 11 minutes for me.
Yeah, it's I don't.
Oh, it just dropped down to 8 minutes. Oh hell yeah.
Oh, don't you love Steam, the back end?
It's ridiculous.
Big Fry, have you ever tried to stream on Steam before?
Oh,
no.
It's one of the most convoluted processes I've ever seen. It's so complicated, and there's so many levels of permission.
I think I've watched a stream on Steam before. Like
I have.
One of the friends was streaming something, but yeah, it was gross.
It is really gross. The back end, even for like the developers, is really gross as well. There's 5 million settings on a billion different pages, and there's a ton of different websites you have to access. They're just building on top of like ancient ruins at this point. It's it's been around so long. Well, it's been around so long that they've refined it a lot, but like Steam doesn't. Even after like the new UI, it doesn't look that different. Like most of the back end is exactly the same.
Yeah. They took a power washer to the stones of Rome, make it all nice and pearly again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still cracked and crumbling though.
Yeah, guys, some of your guys' questions have already been talked about. So what I'm gonna do is after the stream today, I'm gonna chop this part up and I might just throw it up into a video, if that's okay with you, Alex, if I can throw that up.
Yeah, sure, if you want.
For sure. Just so you know, I wanna I don't know what the word is. Try to alleviate some of the concerns. Hopefully, it let people know that literally optimization is all you guys are focusing on from now on. How is mod support going to work? That's a good question.
So out of the gate, like what we're planning on doing is getting in like Steam workshop support and that sort of thing shortly after launch. So we'll be starting bare minimum with custom maps, and then working our way out from there. Obviously, modding is incredibly important to us. We come from a modding background for a long time now. We basically work like a giant mod team. So we really want to encourage that scene. A lot of the maps that people have made in the community and for our map contests have actually gone into our past games, and we've hired from that scene as well quite a bit. So it's something we really want to encourage, and it's something that made our past games successes. So it's something we really want to replicate inside of Sandstorm. But yeah, like I said, right now our entire focus is polish and optimization.
Okay. Who I can't even read the name because it's in yellow. Oh, T-Vice. Is matchmaking Borg taking forever? Used to take 5 to 10 seconds, now taking 3 plus minutes and counting. Well, I'm wondering if maybe it has something to do with people downloading this right now. I don't know if the player base.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not that. I don't know. I think it also has to do with kind of like the layers of Steam right now. Like, Steam doesn't do well with new IPs, like new locations. Like, if it was, they don't have like a huge cache for this. You know, like this was like live put out, so there's not a lot of copies out. I guess
it's a very WinRAR 46 meg. It's really 4.6 gigs just compressed. Yeah, it's the updating is taking forever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to like 5 minutes now, you know, but it definitely has not been like, you know, 3 minutes since I saw the 8-minute timer.
Right.
No, but Blonski, I just wanted to say, dude, like, hopefully my chat didn't get too crazy last night when I got KIA'd, but
didn't get too crazy. No, it was it's kind of hilarious. Basically, Pendragon had his own show for a while.
I forgot I left Quaker in the chat. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Quaker was just sitting there in chat and hosting your stream for about half an hour.
Oh, what a good guy. Oh, man. What's miraculous is I don't even have a headache. Like, I just feel tired.
Have you guys made any changes based on the technical alpha feedback?
Yes, Cream Pie, they have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how we just say yes.
Yes.
There's probably so many things that you guys have done that like it would just take forever to talk about.
Yeah. It's different. Like you can go and read the patch notes for the stuff that we've had here, but there's stuff going on in the background. Like I'm inside of our internal Slack and get to see all the developers talking about specific feedback and the stuff they want to do to change it. And yeah, it's hard because every one of these things, I mean, we turned around like a small patch in 24 hours, but there's a lot of stuff that we have left to tackle that are on the list, but some of it takes a little bit longer, and we're working with Epic and who makes the Unreal Engine to try to get some of this stuff figured out as well, because obviously they've had a lot more experience with the engine than we've had. So
nah
at this point, yeah.
Yeah, right.
4 minutes 30 seconds for Shogun. Oh my god, I'm still at 6 minutes, dog.
3 minutes. Back down to 3 minutes.
Yo, Youngson, what's up, dude? Love the beta. Looking forward to trying out the fix, though. Yeah, me too, for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm not expecting like, oh my god, I'm getting 150 FPS now everywhere.
No.
But look, man, any fix helps.
I expect 200 frames now.
Yeah, the other thing that is weird for our community too is because even when we released the original Insurgency, it was on an older engine at the time as well, so it ran on a lot of people's systems that were older. Like I have like for guys that have newer systems and like crazy rigs, obviously we should be running really well on them. But for some of the older guys, they're trying to run it on a laptop, which I've seen. It's more difficult, like to get the level of quality that we've tried to put in the game, like down to that level, is harder. So we've tried to aim higher, and just by having on a new engine alone, we're going to be there's going to be a lot of people that played the original Insurgency that can't run it with on the same system that they played with it when it came out like 4 years ago. But yeah, we're hoping to alleviate as much as possible, so at least a lot more people can get in and play it at something that is more optimized.
Yeah, somebody came in yesterday and asked if they could, like, they tried to run it on a 765M GTX. I was just like, wait, what? You're playing this on a laptop with that kind of card? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, somebody I saw in the forums, the Steam forums, was trying to run it with like a 750, and it was on a laptop as well. And I don't know what to do in some of those circumstances.
Right.
Like, you're just gonna have to turn everything down, and hopefully, and especially lower resolution as well, probably at that point. Although I'd expect that laptop might not even do like 1920 by 1080.
I would say probably not.
Yeah. Right. Ask me if I can play on a GTX 960.
Yeah. What's your processor? Right. That's important.
Yeah, 960 should be playable for sure. It's funny looking through Steam, like the Steam survey, the Steam hardware survey, and seeing what percentage of people have what graphics card.
Right.
I was actually surprised how popular the 1060 is. Like, I think it was over 50% of Steam PC users were using a 1060. Yeah,
it was on a bundle sale with one of the processors back a year or two ago.
Yeah, it's just stunning. You try to think like how long some of these like graphics cards have been out. Like there hasn't been new revisions in quite a while.
Right.
Until next month.
I have a 1060,
supposedly.
1060, damn.
Supposedly next month. Right. Yeah.
1060 master race. Yeah. Right. Oh man, yeah. Once we get in, we'll jump in and see what the patch is like in
10 seconds.
Like, yeah, where I'm at right now is it's still worrisome, just because it like you said, LODs all have to. There's still a lot of work to be done, and I'm waiting to see what August 30th brings, because and this is my mindset, if it's playing like this on August 30th, we have something to, I think, actually be concerned about. For now, we'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks. Like you said, you guys are busting ass 16-hour days. We'll see where we're at.
Yeah, it's been just rapid fire. I can't believe how late some of the guys in Europe were up last night, just doing stuff. And yeah, we're all inside of our Slack reacting to stuff together and then prioritizing and. Yeah, some of it, of course, is positive reaction. Some of it is negative, but it's their baby too. So it's weird because the current climate is so much different than it was releasing games like 5 or 10 years ago, and coming from like such an old school model of pushing games out there. Even like our purchases, like how we do our. Like how we make money as a company is entirely different than the industry as a whole. When I remember Big Fry, when I met up with you at E3, there's like a ton of guys there that I was talking to, and when you tell them the price so that they can like save 20% off, they're like, "Wait, you're pricing a brand new game at $30 and I get 20% off that?"
Right.
They're like, there's like a discount of 20% out of the gate. People couldn't believe, and no loot boxes or nothing to really buy in game. People couldn't believe that we're doing it, and quite frankly, you sit there and reconsider some of these things after the fact as well. So
people expect to be fucked. Like as bad as it is to say, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's what all of our competition does, pretty much. Like I can't believe that like some of the games that basically have like what used to be considered like free to play models with loot boxes are now just part of a game you pay full price for. That's ridiculous to me. Either you're on like the free to play model or you're on like a paid for model, and I don't think it should be both at this point.
Oh, I totally agree.
Especially when you're releasing a game a year.
So okay, let me ask you this. I know earlier in the year you guys announced, or maybe this was sometime last year, I actually can't remember, you guys announced that you were taking out the single player. Just basically due to, obviously your resource management and stuff like that. Is that what drives you guys to release it at $30? If this had a single player experience, would it be a full price $60 game?
I don't know if it'd be a full price $60 game, but I think we definitely would have priced it up a bit.
45 or 50.
Yeah,
probably.
well, for the like I couldn't give you an exact number, but I think that like there is a level of like money and resources that get applied, especially to a single player game. I don't think people realize how much, especially in terms of assets, go into a single player experience.
Yeah.
And how much work it takes on the back end. So if that was something that we were to invest in, especially invest in more heavily, we would have had to brought in a lot more guys in, maybe contract out some of the art assets to people, and that, quite frankly, wasn't the experience that most of our fan base was like fans of the original game. So we needed a little bit of an easier decision. We had obviously we had a lot invested in it. We had done lots of planning. You can see by trailers that we had a like storyline kind of set up and characters, and yeah, we wanted to adapt that and get that out there as much as possible. But it kind of has led to, I don't know, kind of like a different aesthetic inside of the game as well, where we have like female forces on the security side now that they're kind of modeled after the main character that was in the single player storyline. And yeah, it is always something that we can come back to after the fact, whether or not we release it as like a free content update or something that's paid. But right now, I think our main focus is A, getting the game out, and then B, making sure that like everything is fixed up and we get new content out there. And of course, we're coming out on consoles next year, so those are our main focuses right now. If that is something we want to do down the road, obviously we let you guys know pretty much exactly when we decide on some of this information. Right. We announce it to you guys, so there's not much of a lead time, and we're not sitting in the background being like, oh, we have an entire single player campaign we're releasing right for launch or something.
Right. Surprise!
Right now, our main priorities are getting the game out and new updates and getting the console game out.
Hell yeah. Chat, T-Boy said the severe constant stuttering has been reduced greatly. So that's good. We're about to see here. Frame rate still needs an improvement. Currently not many people in my game, so of course it's slightly higher than yesterday. So far we have a good improvement with that one patch. Boom!
I'm booting the game up right now.
Yeah, I'm starting it. Yeah. Let's see. Will there be a story mode? Yeah. Are you guys looking like in the future?
So what we've talked about a little bit is, instead of it making like one big story module and releasing it like that, you'd release it as like smaller updates.
Okay.
And like basically like story-based missions or groups of story-based missions, and continually update it and release missions like that. Because we are, like I said, we are a smaller team,
right? And
because we don't have like that big of a lead time after, and we're going to be working on multiplayer stuff, I think that if we did come out with single player content, that's how we'd release it.
Okay, I actually like that. Yeah, like episodic type of. Yeah, that would actually be more realistic.
If it's episodic, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I'm not actually that big of a fan of having like different protagonists though. Like I would kind of like to be in the shoes of like, you know, like a commander, or like the journey of somebody that, you know, progresses through like a PMC or something like that. I think that'd be a cool story, something along those lines. Obviously with twists and turns, but you know what I mean. Honestly, I was actually more excited just to like see the story, like the plot. Like I wanted to just like read the plot. Is that weird?
Yeah, well, we had a little bit of it out there. I know there's like a paragraph or two, kind of like you get a movie summary paragraph when you hear about like movies coming out. They always give like a plot summary.
Yeah. But
I don't know. It was a different type of story where you had like basically a female fighter that isn't typical in a lot of these stories, that is kind of caught between like the insurgent forces and the security forces, and how like there's kind of like a side switching, and it's kind of like especially for us, it was important for us to do like something from like a different perspective that anybody rarely gets. I mean, I see forum posts where people don't even like females in the game.
Ugh.
And
I hate those, honestly.
I just want to show them like a million pictures and videos and articles and like what combat is actually like, but everybody has their own impression and they kind of self-reinforce that impression. So I'm not here to tell you guys otherwise, but reality can hit you pretty hard when you actually do research on a topic.
Bro, this is running so much better right now.
This is so much better.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I just decapitated somebody with a
was me. That was me.
That was you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
That was
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
That's
I need to
running.
laugh. I'm sorry.
That's running way smoother already.
Oh man,
Yeah.
and it was. Sorry.
It is frustrating after like 24 hours of the game being released, seeing all the feedback and people saying, well, like I'm reversing or refunding my game.
Yeah.
I just, again, like our guys are really good. Like I'm so proud of our development team and how quickly they get on issues. And even when I remember in the I know Alpha is under NDA, but I can talk a little bit about it. Like we had like a lot of people talking about like the movement speed stuff, and there's still a little bit of that, but some people thought it was too fast or too slow, and that's something we literally adjusted within another like 24 hours of getting all that feedback. So
here's a question for you, Alex. This is something that has been a discussion today in the stream. Is it supposed to be, because what people are asking me how this is different from like Insurgency Source, and I find the biggest difference is your guys' delay after the sprint for ADS. Is that and somebody came in, I think it was Wooly, he came in and said that was a bug. Is that true, or is that a design feature?
So it really depends. I mean, some of the I'd say one of the biggest points of animation is transitions between animations.
Yes.
So that is something that we're always looking to improve. And every single time you do make those improvements, then you have to adjust again whether or not those improvements give people too much of an advantage in certain scenarios or not enough. And so as we're going through and fixing some of these issues, some of these come up. So if you're seeing something consistently, like if you're seeing, like if you think it's an animation issue or you're seeing something like that, I always say to report it in our forums if you're in the beta, and to let us know, because if you're seeing something consistently, it's something that we can adjust after the fact.
Right.
I can't tell, because like for some people their games are running really slow or they're having like a problem with the transition of animation, and whichever one it is and you think it should be changed, let us know when we can investigate, and our developers can tell us whether or not it's a bug or if it's like a intended feature, or if an animation is missing or needs to get refined between running or crouching and shooting.
See, for something like that, like I just assumed that it was a design choice by you guys, because it's not that it feels bad, it's that it feels different. So I'm watching how like it affects the pacing. When I'm playing Source, I'm running, I'm sprinting, I can crouch ADS and you're already dead. But with this, you can't actually do that. The only way I can do that is if I'm walking. The sprint to ADS transition is slowed, and I thought it was literally designed to slow down the gameplay. So for stuff like that, I don't think I'd ever even report it, because I just assumed that it was a design choice.
Yeah, there's lots of that, especially the movement-based stuff that got changed during the alpha as well.
Okay.
And we're still figuring out like some of the fallout of that, but we don't get some of those without internal testers telling us that, or people in the beta. So yeah, if it's something that, especially if you're really passionate about it, let us know. If you're like a viewer, definitely go in on our forums and create a topic, and everybody get behind that one topic. Don't create tons of different threads. It's a lot easier for us to figure out what's important to you guys, because we all reply to the same thread. But yeah, let us know what you think of any of these gameplay elements, and we're always open to adjusting. We're not planning on abandoning the game anytime soon. So
don't abandon me, Blonski.
Hey, Big Fry, is this actually Sandstorm gameplay? Katie, yes. The beta is open right now if you pre-order the game. Absolutely. I'm actually I'm talking here with Lord Quode and Alex from NWI.
Yeah, this feels great. I'm gonna just say it. This feels a lot better.
Yeah,
already.
This is already. Yeah, that patch.
I told you, Big Fry.
Dude, honestly, I didn't expect a patch today. I expected like if they were gonna drop one, it was gonna be Sunday. So this blows my mind.
I was able to go 7-0 because like.
Oh, cool. Do they have a Discord?
Like, teleportation thing.
Actually, yeah, Alex, are you in chat right now? Do you guys have a public Discord, right? I'm in a couple.
Discord, yeah.
Yeah, there's two. There's an NWI Discord and there's Insurgency Sandstorm Discord.
Okay, I'm in two different ones: content creator and testing.
Oh, so, yeah, here I can drop those.
Okay,
hey, I can't share. Where's the link for the like, where's the link to share the official server? Did you guys like that?
Yeah. See, Discord. I have no idea. Katie's asking to get to the content creator one. Whore me out, I got you, Katie. Are you looking? Katie, are you looking to play some tactical shooter gameplay? There you go, right there. I'm not sure what Discord that is, but enjoy. Yeah, I'm considering it. Katie, let's get a game in. I'm telling you.
Yeah, this feels amazing.
It feels so much better. Oh.
Now, here's what's gonna be really great. I'm gonna boot up the stream later, and when I boot the stream up, the first thing that my viewers are gonna be like is, "Oh, have you recovered? How's your head?" They're gonna do all kinds of like stuff like that. But the thing is, I wasn't. Oh man, this feels great. I'm excited now.
I got blown to Gibbs in front of me while holding a grenade. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was Quote that killed me with the frag.
Sorry.
I'm running around the corner and I just disappeared. That's all it was.
Yeah, I cooked that nade too. I was just like, I bet you someone's gonna run through that archway.
Yeah, this already feels the frame rate's still lower than what I'm used to, but there's no, like, I'm not feeling stutter. I'm not feeling any micro drops, nothing. It's like consistently sitting at about 55 FPS.
Yeah, and I would try doing that. Oh, somebody else tried. I would actually try doing the that effects, like what is it? Tied to the effects slider now in settings too, and see if that improves anything as well.
Also, which one is that? Sorry? Unrelated.
Oh. Should be, where is it? Effects quality.
Oh, I have that on high. You're saying drop that to maybe medium? Let's try it.
Yeah, I know that is directly tied to the LODs now.
Okay.
So, Blonski, I have a question. It's actually like an animation kind of question, I guess. So, for some of the ragdolls, like when they die, the character, like the model, changes. Like,
yeah, it's completely
opacity.
black, right?
It goes like green or black or blue. Is that intentional?
No, definitely not. Yeah, if it's it sounds like a bug.
Yeah, I would hope that's not intentional. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just like the model like no longer renders like opacity or skin tone. It's really weird.
So I will say effects quality, changing it to medium actually didn't change the FPS.
It didn't change it for you?
Not really at all. But the game is running smooth. I'm getting kills.
Yeah, I'm getting 90 FPS.
This is dope. Thank you, Fry. No problem, Katie. Yeah, Katie, let me know if you want to play, or if you yeah. We'll talk. The frame rate top left doesn't update at the moment. Can you open and close Steam overlay so it resets? Doesn't. Wait, what? Can you open and close Steam overlay so it resets? Mine's changing.
Yeah, mine's changing.
60 FPS, 67, 65, 66, 63. It's definitely changing.
So I had dismemberment turned off yesterday because I thought that would help with like my frames, and I forgot to turn it back on until today. Dismemberment. I'm just gonna say, Blonski, the guys tell the team that the Lord approves. The Lord approves. Like,
well, we've had, as Big Fry knows, we had lots of experience with dismemberment and Day of Infamy. So we got to learn a lot about like how much to do and what is too much dismemberment, because it can get ridiculous. Like, I don't know if you saw some of like the original Sandstorm footage that we put out there, but even without dismemberment, like just the like blood sprays that would come off when some people got shot were insane. It was basically a fountain of blood that would come off somebody's head. Now it's a little bit more like just the regular red mist, But yeah, dismemberment, if you don't lock it down to something that's a little bit more authentic or realistic, gets insane. You just see body parts flying everywhere.
Your neck grab thing is also off now? It's not. It's like I can see it on my screen, and I can see it on OBS as well. Y'all gotta open your eyes a little bit, okay? Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, it's on, and it's staying consistent with the Steam counter as well. So, it's your header. It's your header that was making it dark for me. Oh yeah. Well, that's not my header. That's just the in-game spectator cam because I'm dying all the time.
No, Big Fry.
Well,
that wasn't me, was it?
No, I don't think you killed me that time.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Oh, the Twitch dropped down. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's actually a good call. Yeah, watching streamers try to get the FPS, that's tough to watch.
Yeah. So since this hotfix, I haven't died.
It works.
God.
Clearly it works.
Clearly it works. Clearly the hotfix works.
Yeah, you're 6-0 right now. Oh my God.
Yeah, welcome to playing with Code.
When he's sober.
It's funny. You try to follow Code in one of these games, like if you're on the same team, and like you're just kind of sitting behind him.
Right. Just
yeah, looking in 5 million directions and running way ahead of you. Yeah, I can't keep up. I have to go in an exact opposite place.
I mean, that's how you should play. Don't go with your teammates. Go somewhere else.
Hey, how do you like the game so far? Worth buying? Well, okay, I gotta say, they just dropped a hotfix this morning. Before I was like, oh, you know what? If you guys can handle the optimization issues, pick it up. But now, it's feeling pretty good. Like, I don't even want to stop streaming to like edit videos today.
Mr. Javu says, this is the quote update. Please nerf him.
Yeah, no, nerf him yet. That hotfix get rid of the hitches? Yeah, like the frame rate is still, I won't even say mediocre. It's still okay.
It's better than PUBG's early access.
Yeah, but the stutter is gone.
The stutter's gone, yeah.
Oh man, when you guys get them LODs, oh my, see, Alex, now you're just making me happy. Okay, developers aren't supposed to do that.
Our development team is pretty awesome. I mean, some of the guys on the team like are some of the best in the business at what they do. Our guy that does the animation for the guns is just insane. Like I've never seen the amount of work and the amount of detail that he puts into his animations, and he's there all day, every day doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, some of our sound stuff is amazing. The mapping and some of the new art. I have always told this story, but like early on when we were doing models, like just basic models for stuff, some of the LODs actually for the environment props, they put like one of our art guys put just a trash bag into it dropped into Slack, the model he did for it, and I'm like, that's the best looking trash I've ever seen. But it's funny to see all this all come together, especially from a team that's only less than 40 actual developers.
40,
yeah. That's crazy.
38 was the number you told me.
Yeah, about 38, and we have about 3 extra people that work like in marketing and PR and finance. So.
Far Shark just went off. Yo, Climber, shout out to you, man. Stoked to play more. Thanks for the host last night. Dude, hell yeah, man. I'm glad we could send some people your way.
Is Mr. Brightside still doing animation? Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. He's so legend. Good. You actually catch him if you go find his YouTube channel. He'll do streaming sometimes of him doing stuff like in his off time, like animation for fun. And you'll learn a lot if you watch his channel, and he's always willing to help people out. So
that's awesome.
Let's go, baby.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's a teammate.
Are we on the same team, Big Fry?
No, I think we're on opposites.
We are.
Oh, we are on the same? Oh, yeah, no. All right, then we're winning.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Every time I see you in the same game as me, if you're on the other side, it's like, oh, well, we've already lost.
Oh, actually, I got team killed, so I'm dead.
Still needs
right
progressive
now,
animations. If my character stops to reload after taking the mag out of the gun, the mag shouldn't automatically appear back in the gun to redo the entire animation. Okay.
T-Vice, that stage reloading. The like. Oh, I see what you're talking about. You actually talking about the animation. I thought you were talking about like pausing.
Oh, pausing the animation. There it is.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh yeah, no, that feels so much better already, man.
Yeah, this is.
I just realized we're almost at 200 viewers right now. Shout out to everybody. Go listen. Go tell your parents to just click on the stream, and when they don't know what it is, just tell them.
Actually, that reminds me. True story. I actually had a Brazilian family.
What?
Hop on and watch me on Twitch the other day, Big Fry. Like the grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, sister.
Like the whole family?
Viewer. Yes. Like they were just watching me.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but here's the thing. They were watching me in one of my quote unquote like toxic moments. Oh. And I was just like, I mean, the stream is rated M for mature. Like your whole family's watching. He's like, yeah, we love you. And then like one of them comments like, yeah, we love this. I'm like,
that's awesome.
I mean, that's great. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, kick in that door, yeah? Oh, yeah, the blood splatter on the walls there. Oh, yeah, Alex.
I do like the blood splatter.
Yeah, that looked like some Scarface level shit right there. Like, that's awesome, man.
You can really tell what happened in a room sometimes when you walk into it afterwards. It's kind of like I don't know if you guys ever saw
Resident Evil.
Well, have you ever seen that SNL sketch that's based on like the OC episode? It's like, where you can tell like somebody walks in the room. It's like that guy shot that guy, and that guy shot that guy from that angle, and it's like you go in their room, you basically become like Dexter, like a blood splatter analyst as soon as you get into a room. Right.
Ooh, Big Fry.
Was that you?
No, I'm just watching you do the dance. I'm dead because Cotton killed me. Cotton's on the other team. He's loving it,
dude. I watched him playing it yesterday a little bit.
He's loving it.
I mean, was there any
it's hard not to, right? I really don't know who Cotton is though. Is he an FPS gamer?
Like... Yeah, he started with Heroes and Generals, and then he jumped on the EFT train, and he's blown up from EFT.
That's cool.
Let's just keep. Oh wow, how are we gonna let? Jesus Christ.
To answer your question.
You blocked me in the doorway? Well then, go a different way, Kiro. Easy enough.
What are you trying to say, Kuro?
Yeah, what? Yeah, is that a fat joke, Kiro? Calm down.
Also, one of the things I love about this game is that the game doesn't freak out when I tab out. Like, I don't have to actually alt-tab. I can just, like, pause and then, like, click on my other monitor, and the game doesn't freak out.
Yo, why aren't we in the same party? Quote, what are we doing with our lives?
We're not doing the thing.
I'm inviting you. I don't care if you don't join. I'll just be hurt by myself. But so was there a hotfix already? They literally just dropped it, and it feels so good. Quote ain't streaming right now. No, he's not. Yeah, for some reason.
You'll give it like 15 minutes. I told all my viewers that I was gonna start streaming at 2 p.m. Eastern.
All right, cool. Was there a hot? Oh yeah, no, I read that already. Ridiculous question, but will there be emotes and taunts? Alex?
It's not something we currently have planned, but it is a possibility. Obviously, we have like a system for like customization inside of the game right now.
Right.
It's something that we could put in, but we don't want it to get to a ridiculous level. Like, we're not Fortnite. We can't have like people flying around on like umbrellas or that sort of thing.
That's so realistic.
We still have to maintain our aesthetic. So I think a lot of the stuff that we're looking at is adding stuff like patches to uniforms and stuff that will look realistic, but give people ability to customize themselves as much as they want. I know I kind of look like a Canadian lumberjack, at least on my insurgent character in game right now.
Can you build?
We're gonna keep on adding more elements, especially around stuff like holidays and special events.
That's cool.
Patches, that sort of thing. Content updates.
Is there any way to report team killers? Thank you.
If they team kill 3 people, like in the same map, they get kicked.
Victorious.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, right now we don't have a way outside of that, at least on our public servers. We'd have to have like a developer in there, go in there and do it, or we don't have vote kicking in there yet, so at least for public players. So that is something to add as well.
That's one thing I wanted to ask.
Twitch Prime sub for Big Fry.
Yo, Cineclimber, come. Yo, hey, man, we hosted this dude yesterday. I think you guys all chilled in there for a long time, man. Another Insurgency player. At least I'm gonna say FPS player. He was checking it out yesterday. When we have server browsers, is there going to be vote kick? Can we expect that feature?
Yes.
Oh yeah, custom servers, like you're gonna have access to all the specific commands that you can do kind of in Insurgency right now. So you can customize it to your heart's content. I believe you should be able to like change round times, change costs for weapons, like all the same stuff you're able to do inside of Insurgency Source.
Yeah, where are they over there, Quote?
They're holding back off the point.
Yeah, I'm taking shots long range, bro.
Yeah. We're still gonna cap it though.
Cineclimbers from Phoenix, Arizona too. Okay. At least Cotton is on my. Oh, Cotton's in this game right now. Oh yeah, right. You did say that. What am I?
He was in the last game. He should be in this one.
I'm gonna talk a little trash in the text chat then.
Oh yeah, do for sure. It's fun when the big, especially the huge streamers get in there. Everybody wants a piece. I know, Code, you're talking about hunting down some of the bigger streamers.
Oh yeah, no, like I actually was hoping that Summit would play like casual, so that I could hunt him down. But
well, he was at the start, but then it was pretty much exclusively firefight for the last like 4 hours of his stream.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have for you,
I worked
Alex.
too late yesterday. Oh, sorry.
I think this might be a. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I didn't realize I could move the camera around like this. I look like a bird. That's amazing. Okay, here's a question. When I tab to look at the scoreboard, it sometimes flashes the other team's kills. Is that something that you want to hide? Because like it flashes for like half a second, and then it shows just their objective caps.
Right. Depends on the game mode. We do want to hide it, especially for stuff like firefight and competitive firefight. Okay. I think for skirmish it makes a lot of sense too. For push, I don't know. It's kind of a cluster mess. You when you have like a push server, but I'd say generally, at least when you're alive, you don't want to see that stuff. We try to hide as much as possible inside the UI, and that might be one of them. Just to encourage people calling out kills.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's less Milsim than Squad, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell Blonski that a great idea for a Christmas event. Name the event Snowstorm and add a couple of snow maps and gear.
Yeah, it would be cool. There is a lot of stuff you can do inside of the Unreal Engine in terms of like effects and changing some of these. Like we wouldn't necessarily have to go in there and change the whole level, but you could add like change some of these LODs, so like the car has like snow on its roof or that sort of thing for a specific period of time. It's obviously a lot of work, but it's something that that we have talked about doing, especially around like big events or big holidays.
No, that's definitely dope. Yo, what's up, man, Pawns? Spray pattern seems weird when you shoot, like recoil feels funky. That one I was not controlling at all. Like that was just me playing like trash. Sorry for the backseat game, and I just see your gun popping everywhere. Yeah, no, that was totally on me.
Yeah, I know like when we did our videos, we've got basically like a former professional like Counter-Strike player that basically does all the gameplay inside of our videos, and he was doing it on stream, like on our stream yesterday. Just take the AK-47, don't add a compensator, don't add a foregrip, shoot at the wall and see how like the recoil goes. It's a lot of recoil.
Right.
When he's doing it with the exact same thing, the gun doesn't move. When you watch when you watch Quote on stream, or even you, Big Fry, like you know how to compensate over time.
Yeah.
So,
oh man, when I put that video out when we did the co-op at E3, people were just roasting, saying that they took all recoil out. Nah. Yeah. Nah.
No, not Big Fry is a good shooter. No. Big Fry can't be a good shooter. No,
Big Fry's trash at games, which I mean, I get why they'd say that.
Yeah. Well, everybody that watches people play always has criticisms, right? It's like watching. It's like watching anything. But when you're in there playing, you don't notice the things that you're doing wrong sometimes. So I know I always feel when I go back and watch it like, oh my god, I was playing awful that game. And yeah, but when you're actually in game, it's entirely different. I know the E3 thing was weird too because you're playing on PCs that aren't your home PC. Yeah. You're not used to the mouse, you're not used to the headset, the keyboard, the keybinds and setups, and it takes a while to do it, and it's kind of like a timed event too, so you can only have so much time to do it. So yeah, once people get on their home systems, it's an entirely different ball game.
Okay, let me grab the extended on this. I don't need a laser sight. Short range. Let me try it. Oh, I can't get it 2 times. Let me drop this.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I still don't really like the 2 times too much. The 1X is really good though.
Well, the thing is like I like the 1-time red dot, but my assault on this faction doesn't have it, so I gotta like would I use an OKP? I guess maybe. I don't know. I'll try that. Probably could. I'll try that and see. The Cobra sight just hasn't been doing work for me in this, so I gotta do better.
If you use the bottom, if you use the bottom part of it, try to aim for like use the center of the bottom little strip, and then that's kind of like use that as your first shot. Yeah, and then use that as your first shot, and then pull down from there.
Okay. 4x3 got messed up on last update. Uh-oh.
No, it doesn't. You go back to like borderless, change it from borderless and then back to full screen, and your 4-3 res will work. I know this because I'm playing on a 4-3 stretch right now. So.
Oh, there you go. That sight is off. The Cobra sight, yeah, it's not. But I'll try what Quote said here. See what that's like.
Yeah, trust Quote when it comes to 4x3.
Right. Yeah, not working for me. Same thing when people say someone is hacking when they don't see recoil, as in there's no way to be good at control, right? Yo, Airman, what's up, dude? Wounded. Server tick rate. Yeah, what's the server tick rate?
I'm not 100% sure on these servers because they're brand new, but we're trying to get it as high as possible for launch.
Okay, cool. Can you make the strobe effect in the smoke a top priority? Oh, yeah. Oh
yeah, the strobing is pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's just having to do with the lights hitting it at certain angles. Because it's
not
weird.
as bad when you wear a gas mask. When you wear a gas mask, it's not as bad.
Sometimes I'm in smoke and it looks like perfect, and then sometimes it's just brutal. After Sandstorm becomes super popular, I think some lazy developer will want to make a quick buck. Yeah, it'll be called like Player Unknown Sandstorm Grounds or something, and they'll just throw it on the App Store.
I wouldn't be shocked. There's already been people in like the pre-order alpha that had ripped all of our weapon models. So
what?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a fun one for me. But just to let you guys out there that I can pretty easily track you down and find you where you live.
The Canadian police will come to you, and you will be drowned in maple syrup.
I will make you say sorry to me. That's the ultimate punishment. Yeah.
You don't even have to ask me.
RCMP, open up. We have more horses than you do. Can a 1060 run this game? Yeah, apparently a lot of people are playing on 1060s. Honestly, after this update,
oh my god, Refinery, I'm at 120, 130.
Dude, Refinery, I'm over 60 right now. That was, man, Refinery with the chaotic fights was just an absolute nightmare to play. So now with this, we'll see how it's like. 1440p borderless running fine. I'm not sure about 1440, but I'm running borderless right now, and it's doing its thing, man. CRCMP, please come out and say sorry, eh?
Can you please remove yourself from the domicile?
Hey, could you please pay this parking fine? Thank you. All right.
Hey, fucking going curling later, bud?
Curling?
I actually have to think about doing the Canadian accent. It's difficult.
Yeah, I do too, yeah. Only when I say my O's. When I say like, oh, I'm sorry, like you can tell I'm a Canadian, but other than that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, bud. Okay, I should have hit that dude.
That's you got the Hockey Town like accent.
Yeah.
Version going,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, from Toronto. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, from the Big Smoke.
Yeah. Fucking come over. We're gonna play Chow later. Did they have an Arabic translator?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we had actually actors that, actors that speak Arabic inside of the game as well.
That's cool.
Which is different than just Mikey yelling things in English with an accent. Mikey is in the game. Call in a helicopter, you'll hear Mikey.
You got him. Or someone got him.
Try different guns? No.
No.
I'm not. No. I don't need to run a G36. I just want to play. Just let me play. I'll try. Look, we got all weekend. Okay. I'll try different guns later. Just not right now. Right now, I'm in like testing mode. I just want to see how the game is feeling with guns that I'm comfortable with, so I can see that, okay, yeah, this is definitely wrong, and not just the gun has crazy amounts of recoil and I just missed. You know what I mean? Move!
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kuro again. Unreal, Kuro.
Oh my god. People leave spawn so slow. I mean, it ended up working out for us because, you know, I didn't have to, like, I spawned back in, but, you know.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say they've got to be up top.
Yeah, there's quite a few going towards Bravo.
Oh my god.
That doesn't matter.
Somebody just saved my life.
How did I top frag? What?
4 kills? I didn't even get a single kill.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Somebody in my chat just said, because I just booted it live, just raw. Someone said, I'm still disappointed that Mikey doesn't do all the voice sounds in this game.
It would be fun. I know the community keeps on pressuring Mikey to do the Corporal Stoner voice as an add-on. That would be pretty cool.
Shizzy wants to know,
I would pay for that.
Is spawn camping fixed? In the first game, it got really bad on Market Push with everyone spawning barbershop. So far, I haven't really noticed any problems. But then again, I played a lot of Firefight. I don't know about Push as much.
Yeah.
We'll have to see when people get more comfortable in the maps as well. Like when they find the spots that are good for spawn camping, and of course we'll work to patch those out. But yeah, we've actually changed around a lot of the maps and some of the design because of that, at least inside of our turtle tester, when we ask people to go and break the game. But having a lot more people means that there's a lot more forces throwing at that. So.
I am missing my shots like a mother right now. Jeez.
I'm doing okay until I think I'm having a lot of struggles going vertically right now because I just one thing that's tough about this map is that like people are really good about like they don't just rush across the ladders, like they hold it. And,
right.
Because you can shoot through the stairs. Like it's great.
Okay.
All right, have a good day, Big Fry Chat. Yo, Sunlight, you have a good day yourself, man. Thank you for coming through today. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm not doing nothing right now.
Yeah,
sounds
everyone's.
good. Ask if the game will have a sale on Christmas.
So I would doubt, just based on us having having like a percentage off for the start. We're not planning on dropping the price of the game for quite a while this time. I know regular Insurgency or Insurgency Source back in the day, we had tons of sales, and it's a way that a lot of people got into the game.
Yeah.
But right now we're offering basically a sale before the game even comes out for our long-time, or people that help us participate and test in the beta, and for those that have stuck around with us since the regular Insurgency, where you basically get 10% off, which stacks for each. And I don't think that we're going on sale for a little while at least, but it'll happen eventually. I would just say that the best time, at least in the next while, to get the game for cheap is actually right now. And if you don't actually already own a copy of Insurgency, I believe you still get it in certain places for less than the price of the discount that you're going to get off. So
yes,
definitely go and try that out too, because you get kind of the experience of playing that, and then you can get the experience of playing this, because you could buy this right after. But if you just want to try the gameplay out, buy a cheap copy of Insurgency. If you like that, get into Sandstorm.
Boom. Only on sale on Hanukkah or Festivus, but not Christmas.
But not Christmas.
Yeah, no, it feels good. I was just missing my shots there like a motherfucker.
What gun are you using on security side? Are you rocking M4?
Yeah, M4.
Yeah, let's say. Try the G36.
I mean, I tried it, man. I just can't get the. You know what?
Well, because here's the thing. If you do the G36 with the long barrel, it increases the distance that the bullet does like hit scan. So you can pretty much like one tap like headshot the people that are camping at range. Like even if they're head glitching, like it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to nail with that.
Okay, I'll try it. Thanks for the stream, BigfryTV. So is the game any good? I have Insurgency and I enjoy playing against bots. So how are the bots in this last game? Dude, I started a bot game when I first started, and the bots were pretty easy. Like I basically mowed everything down for the most part. Actually, that's a question I was gonna ask before, Alex. Are you able to change the difficulty of the bots in the local play?
Yeah, I think that we're gonna be having it either as like a slider or as an option. Okay. Right now in the server settings, when you go in, like the background information and access that I have, it is a slider. And like at E3, I think we had it at 50% or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's something that we can definitely turn up or down. So yeah, I'd assume that we'd be able to do that once we do get custom games going.
Dope. Okay. So yeah, the bots right now, I'm sure they're going to be the same in co-op, and I'm not sure if only some people have access to the local play now. So I'll say co-op bots are probably going to be pretty easy, but we'll be able to tune them later.
Kuro, the man, gonna go BRB bait. On the lad.
Oh my god, man. Wow, that was just bad on my part. BigfryTV, do you think the hype for Battlefield 5 has died a bit? What hype? As soon as they dropped that trailer, the hype died. I'm back in the stream from last night, man. Yo, Ike Washes, what's up, dude? Just woke up and popped into the stream. How's the performance now after the patch? Performance is a lot better after the patch.
So much better.
For me, my frame rate has improved a little bit, but the stuttering is gone, which is way better.
Yeah, I'm just, man. Like, it's just little things at this point. It's just tweaking, like, you know, the friendly indicator, like, you know, the team name. It's also another thing. This might be just for me, but I feel like the fuck. How
he was just killing somebody.
I might have been killing somebody. Oh, there's somebody here. Oh well, I'm dead. Mainly, it's the friendly indicator that bothers me right now the most. It's a small tweak thing.
What do you mean?
The voice lines. So there's the like Kurdish like voice line that some of the security models can have. That really throws me off because like every time I hear that, I think it's an enemy.
Oh yeah,
like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And because because of the team indicator, like that blue is kind of hard to see. Like I just shoot, and then it's a team kill. You know, it's a team kill.
Man, kills just feel so clean in this game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, they caught Bravo?
Yeah, because we don't have a kill feed in like a majority of our servers, it's definitely important to us to make kills look good so that you can spot them and call it out to your team. We want to encourage people to work together as much as possible. I know that voice chat in a lot of games, and including our games, isn't the best sometimes, but the point is to encourage people to hopefully work together. If you played in 5v5 Firefight before, you know that everybody is calling out their kills, and everybody's calling out the positions, and everybody is even calling out their deaths. So all that is very important and is something we wanted to build in. I know people do like kill feeds and that sort of thing, but yeah, the animations and what it looks like to actually kill somebody is really important.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, there was a stutter there. That felt like a hard stutter.
The ping spiked up a little bit.
That's probably, yeah.
Like, this one's actually pretty consistent. This particular server, like, it only does like a 15 ping spike.
Yeah, my ping right now is 80. Like, that's.
Mine's it's floating between 115 and 130. See, the thing is though, because I'm still like focusing on like learning like where people like to play on these maps and where like the common flow is. Like I always go through like these quiet moments where it's just like slay. Like what you're doing, like, you're looking at the angles, you're looking for somebody, you're like, poke your head.
Oh, it's so hard.
Guy watching the street, by the way. Blonski.
Normally, I'm just like invested in my monitor, but when we're streaming and like when I'm talking to like you guys, it's so hard to concentrate on all of them at the same time. Something has to give. Yeah. It's usually my gameplay first or my talking, one of the two.
Right. Yeah. Like talking in a competitive sense is a lot easier because you don't have to phrase sentences, right? You don't have to phrase thoughts.
Yeah, you're talking about what you're thinking at that time. You're not answering questions.
Yeah.
But by now, can I still join this beta? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you get instant access as soon as you purchase the game. And of course, we're gonna have a second beta as well that'll run from the 30th to launch on the 18th.
Yeah, the lack of stutter this hotfix brought me is insane.
They need to fix player models and animations, turns people off. Are these the final player models?
They're still working on some of the stuff like the faces. Like it's the weird part about the actual models and the animations is the actual model for the character. There's the faces and that kind of stuff is mapped to it. So all the stuff is consistently getting worked on, and we consider those bugs and not like finalized content.
Gotcha.
If you're seeing weird stuff like we already made the changes to that like lean animation that looked really weird and not smooth before. So yeah, something we're constantly working on. It's not like our modeler gets to take time off as soon as we hit content lock. And our animation guys, same thing.
There seems to be a trend at B and Refinery, the team killing is. Yeah, that's because there's so many bullets going through B. It's ridiculous.
There's a lot.
Please fix comp matchmaking for beta 2. I'll name my firstborn Sandstorm.
Yeah. Biggest thing would be like that confirmation button for people joining. Yeah, it's the thing that has ruined like a lot of games so far. People join the game, don't have enough players, go back out because those people never join because they're AFK in that queue. Or you can just turn off the like auto queue right after altogether. I mean, it's not that hard to hit one button. Anyways, I better go get lunch.
All right.
I have not
All right, brother.
Yet.
Well, dude, I appreciate you coming through and answering some of the chat's questions, some of mine, man.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's kind of funny that we dropped the thing right in the middle of the stream, but it's interesting
down.
to see you guys get to play through it as soon as it happens. So.
Right, no, that's.
I love it. That's actually really great timing. Like you couldn't have. It's like you planned it.
Yeah, right before you went live.
I wish I did plan it, but I had these announcements to go out in the background. I was writing them as we were doing the stream. So.
Dope.
Anyway, have a good stream, guys. I respect both you guys and as content creators. And if you haven't checked out Code Stream, definitely check out Code Stream. I think he's streaming a bit later.
I am streaming right now. I booted up. I actually just got a host that I just shouted out. So.
And I don't have to tell the Big Fry guys to go and follow Big Fry or throw him a sub because he's putting out some of the best FPS content out there right now. So lots of respect, dude.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Blonski.
Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
All right, take care.
Yeah.